day 2 of our 7-day journey to Cape Verde. The Canary Islands lie behind us and the winds slowly kick in. The funny thing about trade wind sailing is that it is a one-way road. Until now, we have sailed along coasts, upwind, downwind, to our destination or back. But this is a big ocean, and the wind blows one way, away from Europe, along the off-limits coast of the Western Sahara. One way until we arrive at the Cape Verde Islands. Once you're out, you're out. I'm Alex, and this is Mandy. That's our baby Levi, and this is Andy. And together, we are Alex, Mandy, Levi, and Andy. We're crossing the Atlantic on our 36-foot sailboat. Subscribe to see the little things, and join us on the ocean.
How was day 2?
Pretty tough. I'm pretty seasick. And Levi's been taking 95% of my day. Because I think he's feeling a bit sick. Like his eyes are infected. He's been coughing. Maybe he's also a bit seasick. And then the boat's always moving. He's also not used to that. Trying to keep a child happy while you're on the verge of throwing up is quite hard. It's not really fun today. I hope it goes away in like 2 days. I found these. I realized I still have that. So I think it's been helping a bit. Even if it's just, placebo. Don't really care. As long as it makes me feel a bit better. I'm just going to do my shift out here with him. So Alex can have a rest too because he hasn't been sleeping much. It's tough. It's very different. Let's be honest, it's really tough. And I think it'll get better a few days in. I think the first days are just going to be hard.
It's about 740 nautical miles left to Mindelo, the Atlantic crossing pit stop for those who need a break. Some experienced sea dogs recommend to actually not go to Cape Verde and say that this stretch is the worst, as winds and waves will turn to the quarter. That makes the last days to Mindelo the most difficult conditions of the whole crossing. How about we find out later? For now, we need to find the rhythm of the ocean and adapt to conditions the human animal was never supposed to live in. On day 3, conditions are nice to us, for now. We set up the spinnaker for about half an hour until we realize that the swell makes it impossible to fly, even though the winds are ideal. So we find different activities. Squids land on deck and we make lure in high hopes for fish. We're slowly adapting to the nice conditions found at sea. Today we find it hard to catch the little moments on camera. It does look nice, but we're so tired. Somehow we keep moving forward. At night, we bring in the fishing line and stay reefed. 2 things less to worry about when we're short-handed. We'll find out later what kind of dark monster fish hunt during the night. So taking it in was good intuition. The predictions say that the next days the wind increases. We're not worried yet, but we're also not super excited about this.
4? No. Anyways, we just got an alarm on the radar. You have sectors. You can have sector alarms. So whenever something approaches that sector, you get an alarm. And just right straight in front of us, there was a very big visible ship 8 miles ahead. It didn't show on the AIS. We kind of turned off our lights and our AIS just in case, because we couldn't see anything, there were no lights, and waited it out a bit. Diverted a bit towards the coast, as it seemed like the ship was going west. And it didn't approach us, but it came up to 7 miles and then passed us on starboard. Still can't see anything. You should see a tanker that's that big on radar when it's 7 miles away. So the logical thing is that it was probably, an interference. But all good now. We're doing good speeds, averaging 6 knots in the past 24 hours. I think even a bit more. Weirdly at night it just gets stronger and stronger. And during the daytime it seems very nice. So night shifts are a bit exhausting. See what happens today.
Yeah, we got some dirty ice. How's it going outside then?
We had a radar target right in front of us. Ghost ship. Didn't
Really?
see anything, no light, no nothing. But only on radar. Didn't see it in real life.
Also not when you came closer?
No. It's very strange.
Sure it was something then?
I don't know. We never find out.
Last night was intense. I was super seasick and then had to throw up. On top of that, Levi, he just would not stop crying. He got an eye infection and we were a bit worried about that. At night his cough also gets worse, and as a first-time parent having a sick child, I panicked. I cannot keep up with this for several more days. It's physically and mentally too exhausting. The constant movement, not being able to stand up, the seasickness, the crying, a sick baby, and then not to mention not being able to eat or sleep. It's just too much. I told Alex to ask our shore support for a stop in Africa, but the Western Sahara is absolutely off limits. The only way for us now to reach shore more quickly is by diverting up north to the most western island of the Canary Islands. And that is a 2-day sail, upwind, which will probably make us feel worse than another 4 days of beam reaching. Emotions tend to escalate in times like these, and we somehow ended up planning worst case scenarios. We almost turned around to sail back to El Hierro, and then Levi and I would just fly to the Caribbean while Alex and Andy crossed together. Luckily, our friends reassured us that Levi's eyes and cough are just the usual non-dangerous baby ailments, and he is fine as long as he stays happy. So we feel confident enough to keep going. Sailing upwind for 2 days is definitely gonna make everybody feel worse, and it will not help with my seasickness. Ja. Zijn we weer vrolijk? Pa! Zijn we weer vrolijk?
How are you feeling?
A lot better. Oh yeah, I was a bit sick the first 2 days, so it's slowly coming around. Got my wristbands. Don't know if they help or it's just in my head. Also, Levi's doing better. I think he also needed to adjust a bit, and when he's doing better, I'm doing better. And he said we did for about a minute 12 knots because we just kept surfing, so we're making good progress. Yeah, we're making progress. The eyes are doing better. See that?
Yeah.
I cleaned them well, and I think it's It's a lot better. It was just dried in, but not wet anymore, which means it might be almost over.
If I was a single grain of sand, washed up on some island in the sea, well, you would know just where to find me, find me. It's a long, long road when you wander far from home, but I know your eyes, they roam. Whoa, whoa,
How are you doing today? Feeling better after you took your pill?
Yeah. I take a seasickness pill every 1.5 to 2 days, and it seems to work for me because I can eat. You're fine. I'm a bit tired.
I think everybody gets lethargic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Even Levi, look at him. He's like chilling. Oi.
So that's the second boat we encountered after we started on our 4th day. And we've just been in radio contact. He just informed us about tides pushing, so he wanted to get them on the right side of the rum line, which is something I don't understand. And I said, yeah, sure, that sounds great. He changed course to pass us. And now, yeah, he's over there, and we're probably, because we don't know what a rum line is.
You should have said, yeah, we took it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We do the rum line more than you. We already thought about that. We're way ahead. Trying to figure some laxatives into my diet.
Yeah.
Not going to go into details, but Mandy has this situation with a spoon that I'm trying to avoid with nachos.
It's a long, long road when you wander far from home, but I know your eyes, they roam. Yeah, it's a long, long road when you wander far from home, but I know your eyes, they roam. Yeah. It's a long, long road when you wander far from home, but I know your eyes, they roam. It's a long, long road when you wander far from home, but I know your eyes, they roam. Whoa.
Further.
Yeah, no.
What's going on?
So this is the part that was on the spinnaker pole, and it chafed through to the core
Already?
already.
After 3 days.
So I'm just gonna move it outside of the knot. So I wanted to fix a rip in the Genoa that I fixed yesterday already with a little patch. So we just furled it in a bit and used the inner Genoa sheet to bring it in close hauled, and then I just pushed some sail tape on it on both sides and hope for the best.
but since the sail was salty and kind of wet, it flew off again, so I had to do it again today. I could barely reach it because it's this high, and last time I almost fell off deck, so I didn't want to do that again. Whilst I was trying to do that, I fixed it halfway. I noticed that the Genoa sheet almost ripped through, almost through the core. So I extended the bow line, and now the chafed part is on the bitter end of the bow line. We have another 4 days left, so I think I'm gonna do that the day after tomorrow again, and we'll probably lose this much of Genoa sheet. Day 4 comes to a close. It feels like we're getting somewhere, and we're not a complete wreck, so let's call it success. We're just happy that Levi is doing well. I know she said she's doing better, but Mandy's feeling bad. She's alive enough to feed him, but we would love to fast forward a bit. Unlucky us, time is linear, especially on the ocean. Subscribe to see the rest of the journey when things start to look more like this. I'm serious, if we don't reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of summer, that's it. We pack our bags and we're back doing desk jobs. No more STLT, and finish your dinner and press the button. Okay, bye. I'm actually serious. If we don't grow, this is our last season. We need to feed a family, and the next few months are make it or break it.